Well, g'day guys, hope you're doing very well. So we're back out here in the beautiful Blue Mountains this weekend. It feels so nice back out here, I absolutely love this place. But the plan is for this weekend, we're just going to do a little bit of exploring. So I'm going to drop down into this little gully here amongst the pagodas. Apparently down there, there's a little canyon, a little slot canyon you can explore and walk through. The only problem I have is, look at those clouds. Some pretty dark rain clouds moving in. Bloody hell, I feel like I cannot go camping these days without getting rained on. It's an absolute joke at the moment. But so yeah, being in a canyon is pretty sketchy in the rain. You honestly do. You don't want to explore a canyon when it's raining. So let's put a little bit of spanner in the works. But look, I'm here now, so I may as well make my way down there and just have a little bit of a look around. And if it starts raining and I feel a bit sort of sketched out, then I'll probably just pull the pin and bail back out of it. And apparently around here there's meant to be a cave you can sleep in as well. So I'll have to see if we can find that. Yeah, let's make our way down into the little gully and fingers crossed it doesn't start raining. The main track's going down that way. I'm just going to cut up here into this little gully just for a sec, because I feel like this might be where the cave is. I feel like a little waterfall coming off that rock just there. I think just over there in the distance, I think that's the cave. Wow, far out. That is unbelievable. Bloody hell, your own private waterfall next to your own private cave. And that is just unreal. That is too bloody good. Oh, what a spot, hey. I did not expect that. That's a nice little surprise. Now let's see if we can find a little spot around here that we'll be able to camp tonight, because there's quite a lot of ferns on the sort of cave floor, but I think there might be a spot just over there, so we'll go have a look at that. Alright, well I think up there might be home for tonight. Alright, well this spot's not as good as I thought it was going to be. It's quite rocky, there's no, well not quite rocky, it's very rocky. It's no soil or sand or anything, and it's a little bit uneven as well. And it's also not the biggest space, it starts to drop back off down here, and it's like another little overhang with a small waterfall. But I should still be able to make it work. I could probably roll out the bivvy just here and then maybe have the fire up here, so I think I should be able to make it work. And it's got a really nice outlook as well, so not a bad option. So there's another clear area just here, which is right next to the waterfall, which is nice. So I could potentially camp here. The only thing about this one is you've got a little creek that runs next to you, and if it was to rain a lot, this creek could rise potentially, and yeah, might sort of be a little bit sketchy, but I don't think it's meant to rain much tonight. I think most of the rain's meant to come about sort of 3 o'clock this Arvo, and then it's going to drop down throughout the night. So I don't know, not a bad option, but at least I've got that option, and I've got that option over there to choose from, so we can figure it out later. Alright, well now that I've seen the cave, might make my way further down this gully here until we hit the canyon, and we'll have a look at that canyon, because so far the rain's held off, which is nice. So we'll try and see if we can do the canyon, but if the rain does start, then I'll probably pull the pin on the canyon and then maybe come back here and camp here for tonight. So yeah, let's make our way down, and fingers crossed it doesn't start raining. Well, it's supposed to be a path, but I cannot find one, eh? There was a path to start with, but then after that cave, there's just been, yeah, no path to follow. Maybe you guys can tell, but all this, all these reeds and stuff here on this creek have just been flattened with all the recent flooding we've had. So maybe that sort of washed away the path, but I think if I just follow the creek along, I'll eventually get there. Yes, we found the path. That is so much easier. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a waratah plant. And they have the most beautiful red flowers, probably the most beautiful flower in Australia when they are flowering. You can see the buds are just there. This would be such a sight to see. All those branches would have a flower on them, so there'd be heaps on this one. It would be very pretty. Alright guys, so finally made it to the start of the canyon. So that's it, just behind me in between these two rocky outcrops. It's a nice tight restriction, and yeah, it goes on for a few hundred meters I believe. We've also got some blue sky, which is really nice to see. Like there's still a lot of cloud around, but the blue sky is, yeah, poking its head out. So fingers crossed the rain can hold out for at least another hour so I can actually do this. So yeah, let's go get stuck into it. Man, I'm only just at the start of it and already it is so bloody beautiful in here. It is very lush. I am looking forward to this, eh? Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is something straight out of a Jurassic Park movie. This is some prehistoric stuff right here, eh? Bloody epic. Oh, I wish you guys could see this in real life, eh? I feel like the camera just does not do it justice. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh man, this place is just stupid. It is so bloody beautiful. Alright guys, well that is the end of that. The canyon finishes there. It continues up further, but that's the main constriction just there. And man, that was so bloody beautiful. That was a really nice walk. Just all the ferns on the rocks and the big giant sandstone cliffs and lovely gently flowing river. That was a really nice stroll. So the track continues around this creek and jumps up on top of or climbs up on top of the cliff and then follows the ridgeline back. But I think what I might do is I might backtrack and go back through the canyon, because hands down it's going to be a nicer way to walk than going back up on top of the ridge. And then I'll just follow that back to the cave that I had a look at before, and we'll probably set up camp in the cave. Alright, well I'm torn. So I've got this big beautiful cave just here. Nice big sandy beach. Really good coverage. But yeah, we're right at the start of the canyon, and the creek is probably about 2 to 3 meters lower than this sandy beach. I would absolutely love to camp here. It's just such a nice spot. It's just so picturesque. Yeah, nice big sandy beach as well, so it's easy to camp on. But being at the end of the canyon, it's probably not the wisest idea, just in case we did get any sort of flash flooding throughout the night, which is, it's not meant to rain that much tonight, but you never know. We've had so much rain recently, you just cannot predict it. So I should probably play it safe and set a good example and probably not stay here, but I don't know, I'm keen to hear what you guys would do. Would you guys stay here? It's obviously a bit hard to tell when you guys haven't actually seen it in person, but yeah, keen to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Well, the sun's out. Let's go for a swim under the waterfall. Sounds like a good idea. That is crazy. Alright, well, things we're going to have to do for tonight up here. Unfortunately, I can't really camp anywhere down there. There's too much vegetation and it's just too moist and too wet. Whereas at least up here I'll be nice and high and dry. Even though I'm camping on a rock, it's pretty uneven, but I should be able to find a nice little spot to roll out the bivvy. And I'll probably have a fire just about here. So yeah, I've definitely camped in better caves, but yeah, pretty nice view, hey. Can't complain too much. So yeah, let's get the bivvy out of the bag. Well, it's going to be a bit of an interesting night's sleep. Because looking at this is probably the flattest part I can find, and it's quite bumpy, so shall see how we go. Just going to put a ground sheet down just to protect the bivvy. So I've got my outdoor research helium bivvy today. I haven't used this in ages, hey, so I thought I'd bring it out again and give this one a bit of a whirl. So as for tinder, to get the fire started, I can actually use the bark off this this branch, so it's just sawing up. Take some of that bark off. Some down here as well. But sort of break this open. You can see it's quite a fibrous bark, so if I was to take some of that and start scrunching it up and really roughing it up. A good way to do this is just stamp on it and squish it into the rock. Yeah, it's going to work nicely. As you can see, it's just turned it to kind of a cotton wool texture. Now I'll take a spark from a throw rod nice and easily. There we go. Now we're on. Fire is a little bit close to comfort. Alright, so it's about 6:15, so I'm just going to start getting some dinner ready. So now I'm just going to cook up some lamb skewers, but I didn't actually bring any skewers with me. I bought all the ingredients, but yeah, no skewers. So I just got some sticks here, and I've just yeah, shortened them, trimmed off the end, and made it sharp so that way I can put some bits of lamb and other bits and veggies and stuff, and then we'll cook that up over the fire. Alright, so I've got my skewers just here, and then here I've just got some diced up lamb inside these beeswax wraps. We have some zucchini, some capsicum, we got some onion, and last but definitely not least is Halloumi cheese. Oh, and also some basil pesto to go on top of it. Now I have to have pretty small skewers so they can fit inside my pan. I probably should have bought the grill for this, but I didn't, so we'll just make do. Oh no, I think I probably should have left the halloumi a little bit bigger. It's going to break up, I think. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I cut everything a little bit too small. Oh man, they're not even cooked yet and they already look bloody delicious, eh? I do not know why I haven't done this before. Alright, we're going to try my best tonight to not burn my dinner. Whoa. As I was saying, oh, that is looking so good. Alright. You know what time it is? Gin and tonic time. Well, cheers guys. Ooh, oh man. That is so good. I got a really nice tonic this time. I got the Fever Tree Mediterranean tonic, which is so good. Ow. Oh, I'm getting smoked out here. Oh man, how good does that look, eh? I am so keen. Man, it's been such a fun day, eh? Really enjoyed it. Surprisingly, haven't had any rain, which is funny, eh? Because the weather report this morning said very high chance of rain in the Blue Mountains, and haven't had a single drop. So I'm glad I didn't listen to that report, because I was actually planning on cancelling this trip. I was going to do something else instead. So I'm glad I didn't pay too much attention to the report, and it actually came out, because man, it's been such a fun day. Such a beautiful place to come and explore. And man, what a spot. Beautiful cave, your own waterfall, bloody hell. Lamb kebabs, gin and tonic, mate, living the dream, eh? Absolutely killing it. Alright, well I think they are done, and for once they're not burnt. Can you believe it? So just got some basil pesto, we'll just put that on top. Oh mate, I think I've outdone myself today. They look bloody unreal. Now let's dig in. Far out. For once I didn't burn my dinner. And I'm actually eating with the still daylight. Not sitting in the dark. What's happened? Alright, so keen for this, eh? Yum. Yum, yum, yum. I do not know why I haven't done this before, hey. Such a quick and simple dinner. Meat and veggies on a stick. You can't beat that. Well, this has been a really fun day. So, on that note, I'm going to finish off these delicious kebabs. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Right, well, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me over the rain or not, but it is absolutely belting down right now. It started about half an hour ago, and this river, this little creek just around the cave here, has come up around about 1 to 2 foot. So it's absolutely flowing right now. I've just put the fire out and packed up most of my stuff. I've still got my bivvy out, but yeah, just going to monitor it for a bit. I've still got maybe about 1.5 meters until it gets up to where I am. I'm hoping it's going to be okay, but yeah, I've just got everything packed up and I'm ready to bolt if I need to. But yeah, just got to monitor it, because yeah, this is getting a little bit sketchy, to be honest. Well, I'm not going to lie, that got pretty sketchy pretty quickly. The water probably rose around about 2 feet. It's gone back down now, probably maybe half a foot or so. But yeah, gosh, that rain came up and just absolutely belted down for about half an hour. And just in that time, it rose about 2 foot. It's just crazy to think how quickly these like little creeks can rise, hey. So yeah, not gonna lie, it kind of sketched me out a bit. I started packing up my stuff just in case I had to bail from here, because I'm about 1.5 meters up from the creek. So I probably would be okay, but you need a lot of water to be able to get to me, but you never know, hey. So I just had everything packed up in case I had to bail to high ground. But even if I had to bail from here, I think it would be a very hard mission trying to get back to high ground, because I'm in a bit of a gully here. So yeah, I do not want that to happen. So I'm hoping that the rains kind of stop now and doesn't come back. So hopefully the water can go back down. Definitely a bit of a lesson learnt just then. Crazy to think how quickly these rivers can rise, hey. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning unless there's another update. slider inside my hat. So I got my hands on one of these Cedar Summit Camp Kitchen cleanup kits. Haven't used it yet. I'm pretty keen to give it a whirl. So inside you got a foldable bucket. I think it's 10 litres. Yeah, it's a nice decent size. And then also you got a little scourer with a scraper. And then some wilderness wash, which is biodegradable, so it's good to use in the outdoors. And then just another little sort of washcloth and a tea towel. So yeah, pretty handy little kit. So let's yeah, go to the dishes. Well, it's just a bit of a gloomy day today. It's raining a bit now, but man, last night, bloody hell, that was absolutely bucketing down for yeah, about an hour or so. It got pretty sketchy there for a moment. But this little creek that's sort of flowing through the back of this cave here, that rose probably about 2 foot in the space of about maybe half an hour, and that waterfall was absolutely thundering down. So yeah, got a little bit sketchy. Like, to be honest, I got a little bit uneasy for a moment there. I started packing up most of my gear in case I had to bail, because I've never camped before. I don't know how much like this area can flood. I'm only about 1.5 meters above the actual creek, so yeah, I wasn't quite sure. It was about 9:30 as well at night, so I was like, if I had to pack up and try and bail from here, it'd be a bit of a yeah, sketchy situation. But luckily it didn't. The rains held off, and to be honest, I don't think it probably ever would have came up this far on top of this rock shelf. It probably would have just yeah, skirted around this creek and gone down there. But look, you never know. It's better to play it safe sometimes and just be prepared. But in saying that, it's about 9:30 now, so it's probably about time we start packing the gear up, and yeah, we'll start making our way out of here pretty soon. Finished a lot of the Nikes. Not your typical bushwalking shoes, but I tend to bring them if I know I'm going to get wet feet. Just because with my Scarpa Terras, which are my other boots, I absolutely love those boots, but once they get water inside of them, they stay waterlogged for days. So when you're walking through creeks and things like that, you kind of need something that can yeah, drain out pretty easily. I'll have to get a better pair of shoes, because these have absolutely no grip whatsoever on the bottom of them, but hey, they still do the job. Remember guys, leave no trace. Right, now let's get out of here. Well, I just had a moment where I checked my bag and I couldn't find my keys, but luckily they're in my pocket. Alright, let's head on out of here. Alright, well, as much as I don't really want to leave, probably about time we do something out of here. The sun's just started to poke its head out as well now. Oh, if it was like a nice hot summery day, I could sit by this waterfall all day. With a few cocktails in hand, mate, that would be a nice way to spend your summer day. But anyway, let's do something out of here. Alright legends, well I think that's all she wrote for this trip. That was a really fun little overnighter. That canyon yesterday was absolutely gorgeous, and what's have you very own waterfall out the front of your own cave, and doesn't get much better than that. So yeah, it was a really sick little campsite. So yeah, I just want to say a big thanks to all you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hooroo.